Yes, we are going live. How's everybody doing out there? We're starting the evening off with a little bit of Calabash. Calabash is based in Toronto and got some permission to use the music. I don't own the rights to the music, but hey, I'm so glad that I can use it. The band is led by Anthony Pierre. This song here features Darren Shepherd on the steel drums. We are getting ready to go live with my special guest tonight. Hope some of you can join us. Waiting for some of you to join in. Let's check out the Facebook, how it's populating. But we're not going to wait too long. We had a little technical glitch earlier, but you know what? Sometimes you get to do a restart. Isn't that something? You get to do a restart. Restarts are good. Technology is graceful. And so, you know, I just so get into this, get into the music on Bash here. It's so good. So I'm going to be bringing in my guest soon. Welcome to Victory Speaks Inspire Conversation series. I am your host, Nicole Waldron, aka Victory. You know what? Did you know that Nicole means victory of the people? Yes, it does. So, you know, we have many conversations in our life. Some good, some not so good, some ugly, some funny. And I found that I've had many conversations with friends and family, and I thought, listen, it would be great to share some of these conversations with others. And today I am just so honored that I get to have another great conversation. And this conversation is with a good friend, family, pumpkin vine family, all kind of thing. She carries one of my last names. Y'all gonna wonder, eh? Which one? But you'll soon find out. You've been seeing me talking about it. She is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and she is a SHE-E-O, yes. Now, as we're getting ready to go, I'm asking you to get yourself ready, get your drinks. I got my drink, you know. You wonder what's in this cup? You'll get to find out. And get some snacks, get ready to welcome her in. Now, if you're live, let us know you're live. If you're on the replay, you can still, you know, have fun and join in. And it's gonna be sweet tonight because we are intentional about having good conversation. So Giselle Donawa is the sole proprietor and owner of CLG Caribbean Treats and CLG Organics, a company dedicated to providing high quality products. CLG brings to you Caribbean treats like, you know, in the Caribbean, I come from Trinidad, and Giselle has some Trinidadian roots, even though she was born here in Toronto. And I'm going to let her tell you about some of those, but you know, you cannot start the season out without a little like sorrel and thing, you know? And Giselle making sorrel, she's making punch creme. Some of you may hear me go into my my Trinidad accent tonight. You know, we might have to play a little we'll have to play a little parang and thing, but that's okay because you know we party and it's November the 16th, kind of like just over a month of Christmas, and Giselle is the right person to have at this time. And I'm going to bring Giselle on now. Let me give her a little give her a little music. Oh gosh. Yes, yeah. If we was in the same house, we party. Hey.
Bang, bang. Bang, bang.
Hey.
Gosh, I forget my shack shack. I should have picked out my shack shack.
Shack shack too. Hey, we need a little bottle and spoon.
Yes, yes, yes.
These serenaders and things.
Of course,
You know?
yes, yes.
Now, hopefully, I could. Let me stop the thing because we will get carried away. Forget that we're supposed to be having a conversation.
A conversation.
An inspired conversation. So, Giselle, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that you could join me tonight, and it's such an honor and a privilege. And bring your rag. My rag is in the form of a tissue, girl.
I have a paper towel.
Yeah, all right. So how are you doing this day?
I am well, highly favored and blessed. It's been an interesting day with all of this technical thing because, you know, I like to say of myself that I am an introvert with extrovert tendencies. So all of this video and thing and Facebook Live and Instagram Live and all those kind of things. What I will do is I will post things, but you'd very, very rarely see me live. So
I really score a coup here tonight, and
a coup, and you're taking me out of my comfort zone, which is always good.
But you've been coming out of your comfort zone. Here's the thing. And they say cool. You know where my mind went? You see, here's the thing, people. We're talking about treats and we're talking about Christmas. But you say cool, and my mind went on cuckoo. Now, some Trinidadians might know what that is. Trinidadians know what that is. In different islands, they call it different things. And you know, I make kalaloo on the weekend, so I feel like I need to have a little cuckoo now to add to the kalaloo. I never made cuckoo before, but that's for another conversation.
It's really easy to make, man. It's really easy to make.
Okay. Later, this week we go. After you drop treats, drop some cuckoo with that.
Yes.
So Giselle, you know, it is very interesting that you were born here, but you grew up in Trinidad. What happened? Tell us a little bit about your journey before we go into what brought you to CLG and becoming a SHE-E-O. Is a tying up myself?
SHE-E-O. Well, my mother came here she came here to go to school, to go to university. So she went to university, and she was my father and whatnot. They got married, and then I was created. And then unfortunately the marriage did not last, and we moved back to Trinidad. My mother moved back to Trinidad, and so therefore I did all of my primary school in Trinidad. Right, common entrance and thing. Yes, I went through all of that. And then after that, my mother said, well, high school, you could go to Trinidad to do high school. Go to Toronto, go back to Toronto and do your high school and stuff like that. Well, of course, I was 11? So, you know, I know 11-year-old going to high school here in Toronto. So it just so happened that the school that that was in our area, the principal was married to a Trinidadian. So she understood the system.
Okay.
So, but again, the school in the area was a primary school, because my mother went high school first, and they tell her, nah, she's too young. So we went to the primary school, and or you see, I say in primary school is elementary.
Elementary school, right. So yes.
And it just so happened that the principal was married to a Trinidadian, and she realized and recognized what the situation was. So she put me in grade 8 instead of putting me down to, I think 11 is grade 6, 5, somewhere around there. Yeah. I wasn't going to do all of that work again. So she put me in grade 8. So therefore, I just did grade 8 here, and then I ended up going to high school.
Right.
So grew up in Pickering, did all my high school in Pickering, and all my high school up until grade 12, and then came into Scarborough to do my OAC, because back then OAC was a thing,
Right.
13 kind of thing. So I did that and graduated, went to college, stuff like that. All in between there, my mother made sure and got me involved in all kinds of different things. Shout out to SUIDE and SCSC. So Scarborough Caribbean Youth Dance Ensemble, and SCSC is Scarborough Caribbean Sports Club. So shout out to them. They kept me out of trouble.
Right. Right.
Yes, during my school years and beyond. So yeah, it's been a very great journey.
So
But
what
yeah.
was growing up in Trinidad like for you? I mean, like you're born here, but I mean, you're leaving the cold for the most part, and you're going to a warm climate, and it's a totally different culture. What was that like growing up in Trinidad for you?
Well,
Was you were with your grandmother as well, right? In Trinidad?
no, yes. Well, mom and I when mom and I moved back to Trinidad, we moved in with my grandparents. So it was
Right.
my grandmother and my grandfather. And we were there for quite a few years. I think I was maybe 7 or 8 years old when we moved out of there, and mom and I got our own house, or mom got her own house up in Trinity. But living in Trinidad, honestly, because I was so young when we moved home, and yes, I consider Trinidad home, because that's where my foundation, my roots, my everything was solidified. My foundation was solidified there. So I can't really say that I remember having any type of transitional problems from Toronto to from the cold to the hot. And it's not like if we hadn't gone between the time that I was in Toronto,
Yeah.
it's not like if I hadn't been to Trinidad at all. I mean, we went home for Christmas.
Yeah.
There were a few
So
times
what
when we
do
went.
you like most about living in Trinidad?
Oh gosh.
You real
Just
Trini, you
family.
born here. You are just a Trini to the bone.
Oh yeah. Like now mind you, don't get me wrong, when I was in Trinidad, when I started going to school and stuff like that, don't get me wrong, I used to tell my friends and them, yes, I from Canada.
You're from away.
I'm from foreign.
Yeah.
But listen, I enjoyed going to school in Trinidad. Not that I was any great student or anything like that, but it's just the foundation of friendships
Yeah.
that you get in Trinidad.
So different. So different in
It
here.
is so different.
Yeah.
I went to an all-girls school. Not only that, but my grandmother was the principal
Oh gosh.
of my school. Now, that did not stop me from misbehaving. But, when I misbehave in the people class, is 3 set of licks I get in, So, it's 3 set of licks. You get licks in the class on the teacher, you get licks, you send me down to the principal office, you get licks there, and then I go home and I still have to deal with my mother. So, it is what it is, but it was my my love of volunteerism came from as small as primary school, because again, my grandmother was a principal. Well, regardless of well, of course, my mother had it's the principal is her mother, and also her granddaughter is a student at the school. So things like school bazaars, sports days. One year, actually, our the main school building burned down. The school that I was going to, it burned down. So we did fundraisers to raise funds to build back the school. All those events. Not only was I a student of the school, but I was also always involved in seeing the planning of those things take place, because you're having meetings, the teachers and the parents will come to the house and have meetings at my grandmother's house, or even in the school. And of course, because my grandmother and my mother are in the meeting, well, I in that too. So, I credit my love of organizing, event planning, all those kinds of different things to that foundation of sitting in all those meetings, hearing all those different things, learning the ins and outs, the behind the scenes stuff from there. Yeah. So I credit that from that foundation. Yes, definitely.
I mean, you definitely, when you think of growing up in Trinidad, there's such foundations that one can have. For those now joining on, I am interviewing Giselle. I shouldn't say interviewing, because we ain't having an interview. We having one kind of thing going on here. We have a Sorrel, and Giselle, I just want to make sure that everybody is able to see what we're talking about. I know one person just told me that they couldn't see, but I'm seeing it on my page. Are you seeing it on your Facebook page? Just want to make sure that
Let me see.
we're good. But I know I'm seeing, oh, I see what it is. Ah, it's not showing public. Now I see. That's what it was.
Oh.
Wondering what was happening. And now I get what is happening. I apologize to folks. I feel like we could start a conversation over, but no, people will catch us on the replay. So sorry for those of you who missed the first part of the conversation, but we were just talking and catching up on how Giselle, make sure it's showing on your page. Giselle has been, Giselle was born here in Toronto, grew up, a lot of the first formative years of her life in Trinidad with her mom and grandmother, and had some formative years there. And we were just talking about the elements of growing up in primary school versus elementary school here and then coming up here. So Giselle, I want to, and also the fact of coming up here and what had brought her into, being in a social setting with Scarborough Caribbean dance and stuff like that. Now, Giselle is a SHE-E-O of her company, which is CLG Treats and Organics. Yes. And I am just really proud of the work that you're doing, Giselle. And during these COVID times, how did things change for you? Because you had your own full-time job you were doing, but what changed for you during COVID?
Well, I was at Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. So that's the company that is responsible for Raptors, Leafs, Argos, MLS, TFC, pretty much all the Toronto teams. So, and also as well, concerts. So when COVID hit, of course, NBA was the first major league sports
They got hit hard. They got hit.
Yeah, they were the ones who shut down first.
Right.
So that wiped out Raptors games, and then Leafs well, the hockey was soon to follow.
Right.
Concerts canceled because nobody, safety wise, they didn't want anything thing, so that then shut me down, right? At MLSE,
you had to pivot.
yes, you had to pivot. So I actually remember, what was it? It was I think that the day that they shut down, it was the 13th, I think, of March, if I remember correctly. And I went into my I went in for my shift. And
I remember that.
Yes.
We were doing an
We
event.
were at the prayer conference.
Yes.
Yes, we were at the prayer conference.
And you ran away to get to work. Yes.
So I left the prayer conference, went to work, to be told, oh, the event, and I can't even remember what event it was. I can't remember if it was a game or a concert, but anyways, to be told that, oh, the event is no longer.
Right.
And to stay for, just to stay, we had a skeleton staff, just to stay for people who, the people who may not have realized that the event was canceled, and to answer any questions that anybody may have. And that was it. That was the last time I was down at Scotiabank Arena, was March 13th. Yep.
I remember that then you ran away. And next thing you know, you came back to the event that we were doing. I'm like, how you reach here? And
so I was like, okay, well, the event done. Well, I going back to my prayer conference. I going back to help out at the prayer conference because, why not?
So you have this love of cooking. Where does this love of, because your CLG treats you're selling, you have sweet bread, you have all sorts of things. And what brought this love of cooking?
My love of cooking actually came late. It's not something that I can't say that growing up I loved cooking. It was something that, back then, West Indian parents, grandmother, mother, I needed to come and help me do this. There is no, well, I'll come in just now, or come in, there's no I come in just now, or no, I don't want to do that. There's no option. We are going in the kitchen and we are cooking, and you are coming, and all your response is, okay, yes, granny, yes, mom. That's it. So I remember my earliest memories of being in the kitchen. I think my earliest memory was getting ready for Carnival Tuesday, because we used to, this was a thing, and I'm not sure. I know my uncle was going to be on. I'm not sure if he's on, but what we used to do was pack up the car with food, food, drinks, whatsoever, at, I would say, about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, Tuesday morning, Carnival Tuesday morning.
1 a.m. you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
So there are two people, one car full with food, and the next car going with the person to bring back the person who driving the car with the food. So, so at first we used to park At some point in time, I vaguely remember we used to park directly in the savannah.
Right.
But my
And for those of who don't know Trinidad, the savannah is where if you're in Toronto, it's comparative to like Lamport Stadium, but bigger. And that's where we showcasing the mass, the costumes, and so they're going in the savannah now.
Stage.
Yes.
The big stage. So I at some point in time we were in the but my memories are more for us parking by Adam Smith Square. So that is Woodbrook, the heart of town.
Yeah.
Heart of the thing. So we would have to go between my grandmother, my mother, and my uncle. Somebody is driving. We have to cook all the food and put it in the car, pack up the car, and drive the car down to Adam Smith Square to make sure we get a spot for we to park. And then whoever followed, you jump back in the car and you come back home. And then, things continue. Anything that anything perishable that could not stay in the car, well, we fixing up that now. In between that, my mother and my uncle may be playing mass, Carnival Tuesday. So so it's 2-3 o'clock in the morning and they may sleep yet and kind of thing. So but I remember even before Carnival Tuesday, you have to sit down and you have to shell the peas. You have to shell the pigeon peas for the pilau. I remember the sauce have to make. My grandmother had the best sauce. Everybody coming by Adam Smith. Anybody who playing mass or not playing mass, they pass in Adam Smith Square. They know we park up there. They come in for food.
And that's the problem talking to you, Okay, let me pause for a cause here. For those of y'all who now joining in, because, as fate would have it, we had a little technical stuff happening earlier on, but now we fix, and some people in, some people out. If you miss part of the conversation, you have to go back on the replay because we share some good things, show us some love. But the thing about having a conversation with Giselle is this. We just always end up talking about food.
Yes.
Always end up talking about food. And as I talking to you here, I don't understand why I don't have a plate of food in front of me. Anyhow, so we're going back now to you being introduced to food and CLG treats and stuff. So your grandmother and your mom were this kind of foundation of getting you into making food. So I see the lime, for those of you who don't know what liming is, it means you're hanging out and take Savannah, Carnival time, Carnival Monday and Tuesday is big thing. And we're going to have, for those of you who are listening, like Wendy and Yasmin and all this, we bringing all you on soon to do a show. We're calling it Getting Trini with It, because Giselle is the first part in this series of Getting Trini with It, because she's our SHE-E-O here, who has started CLG Treats and CLG Organics Caribbean Treats. Now, if you have never had Giselle porn, too bad for you. You need to order in time for Christmas.
Yes.
If you haven't had Giselle ice cream, well, I don't know if she's still making ice cream, but we will talk to her about that in a bit. And then sorrel and punch cream and stuff coming up. So Giselle, be going back a little bit and show Giselle some love. If you have any questions, be sure to put it in the comments. We will try our best to answer it. We had a little parang for those of you who now joining us. We start off, all you know the tunes. You have to have a little parang, right? We pausing for a cause. That was a commercial break brought to you by Parang. Nothing else but Parang, because we having a really good time tonight. So Giselle, now you're in the Savannah. Your grandma and they are known for her sauce. And so this preparation of food really started from there. And so from early. So why did you continue now to stay in this zone of making food and getting into this? So we know COVID has happened. And
Yes.
what made you now pivot, as they say, into starting this business?
Um, I mean, actually, I just to be very honest, I kind of fell into it. One weekend, my cousins and they were supposed to come to visit, and some confusion happened and whatsoever, and they didn't end up coming. So I ended up having, number one, all of this food, but also I had made ice cream, and I had made enough ice cream so that we could eat here as a dessert, and also I could send home with them. So I had all this ice cream, and I was like, okay, so what are we doing with all of this ice cream? So during COVID, of course, it's summertime, so it's hot and thing, but it is COVID at the end of the day. So even before COVID, our house is a Lyman house. So during COVID, what we started doing was the hubby's his man cave. He recreated. He took over the garage and recreated. Yeah, we man cave, right? So big TV and thing and whatsoever. So all the friends and stuff will come and line there. So during COVID, what we would do is we would pull the cars out of the driveway, and everybody social distance linemen all down the driveway, and everybody talking linemen whatsoever, watching whatever on TV whatsoever. So everybody so I said, okay, fine, well, it have people outside, and I had some containers. So I put all the ice cream in a in containers and thing, and I gone outside with a bucket, saying containers.
Trini style in Toronto.
Yes, I gone outside with a bucket, and I say, I have this ice cream here. If anybody interested, it's $5 for one.
Your entrepreneurial spirit coming there now.
Yeah,
so
it's $5.
It's so embedded in you. Like some people would say, okay, here's some ice cream. And you are a giver, you always give in. What I find is interesting is that hearing how your grandmother and they used to go and take the car and pull up by the savannah, you basically create a savannah kind of atmosphere in the garage.
That's right.
Let's say, here's the ice cream, she ain't getting a taste. She say $5 for the ice cream.
Yes.
Entrepreneurial spirit, I love it.
Yes, it's COVID times, bills have to pay.
Come on now.
Right. So that's how so people pull out their money and bought. And as they eat it, they're like, oh God, this real good, girl, whatsoever, you should make and sell. You should do this on a regular. And I was like, I brush it off. Yeah, okay, fine, whatever. So I think it was sometime during the week, actually, not even the next weekend, during the week.
Yeah.
Somebody said to me, oh, well, how about you make again? And you just not no big set or something. I think I maybe made 50. I had rum and raisin. I made rum and raisin, Guinness, and coconut ice cream. So okay, fine. And I did 50 total. And something jump in my spirit and say, Giselle, why just don't post it on Facebook? Just post it up, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
See what happened. So that was, I think I posted it maybe 9 o'clock the Friday night. saying, hey, listen, I have this ice cream here, whatsoever, blah, blah, blah. $5 for one. If you are in curbside pickup, if you're interested, please message or send me a WhatsApp.
You know, that's one of the things I like that you did. You know, I like the fact that you did the curbside pickup, you went the extra mile, you saw an opportunity, and this is why you're definitely a SHE-E-O. You had this entrepreneurial spirit from young. You saw the opportunity in the crisis, as I say. You didn't waste
Right.
the opportunity, and you provided customer service, because I think that's what people forget to do. That even though in the beginning you may lose some of the margin in your profit, that the fact that you were able to say, okay, let me do a little curbside drop off and curbside pickup, so that you got the business rolling. So how did that then now work? So now you did the ice cream, and then
Yeah,
what did
so I
you
did
get?
the ice cream. And I think that actually, even the original day, I think I made currants roll too that day. That was the original day. And with that one, I didn't sell. I just cut it up and put a plate in the garage for them, and they ate that. I didn't sell that one. I just put that. I did currants roll and I did coconut roll that day. And I just gave that away. But the ice cream I sold. So the next weekend I just posted it, and I posted about 9 o'clock the night, Friday night. By, I would say, 9 o'clock the next Saturday morning, I was sold out. I had no more. Everybody had messaged and said they want. And so said, so done. All 50, I think I would say by maybe 2-3 o'clock the Saturday, I was done. That was it. Everything was finished. So I was like, okay. So the next week, so now I'm saying, okay, well, this is a thing. This is actually a thing. Okay, fine. So I say, okay, what other flavors could I do?
Yeah.
So the next one I did was, I still had my rum and raisin. I did rum and raisin, coconut, Guinness,
And
and
then
then
peanuts, and
I did peanut.
I was in heaven when you do the peanut.
I did
that.
And oh Lord, that went like wildfire.
I didn't share the peanut. I shared the others, but I didn't share the peanut.
But that week, or was that peanut? Oh, I can't remember. Anyways, but that week I had almost 200 orders.
Wow, Giselle.
So technically, that was my second week of posting.
Right.
That I actually posted online saying, okay, here, listen, I'm doing this and whatnot. But that weekend, I had 200 orders.
I am so, this is so good to hear. And I know you have fans out there. And if you have any questions for Giselle, be sure to let her know. And so
I don't know what happened, but I have actually lost the live on.
So go back to my page. We're going to pause for a cause again. Go back to my page and share it and see what happened. I tell you, when you're having a great conversation, that you have technical difficulties. This is where I know, and when you're seeing behind Giselle's back, one of the things you will see behind Giselle's back is a beautiful background. And Giselle started off this conversation saying she was an introvert, extrovert, that she's not technically savvy. And but Giselle step it up a notch. And one of the things I must admire about you, Giselle, as you fell into this business accidentally, you kept stepping up your game. You learned how to do your posting on social media. Behind your back, I'm looking at your mom and I'm looking at your grandma behind your back. And so and you were able to do those posters. So for somebody who said it wasn't technically savvy, you sure learned pretty fast on how to do this. And And so you recognize that you had to step up your game. What has given you the courage, the bravado to keep, you know, adding another product? Because you didn't just stay with one product, you just kept going.
Yeah. So I started off with the ice cream, and then I say, well, when it started getting cold, you know, not ice cream isn't something that people want to eat,
Yes.
right? So outside cold, and you know, people don't really want to eat ice cream. So I
Yeah.
say, well, to sustain this, what should I do? So I say, okay, fine, I'll do pone. So I think I do up a flyer and thing, and I post it up. But I said I'd still offer the ice cream. So for what was it, Thanksgiving, I did pumpkin spice ice cream and apple cinnamon
Oh
ice cream.
gosh, I didn't get to taste that one.
So, and the thing about it is that I'm making ice cream in a pail. Now here, now listen, I'm not cranking no pail anymore. And I, to be
Don't tell
very
your
honest,
secrets now. Don't tell all these secrets now, man.
I
Don't tell
don't
all
really
secrets.
like. To be very honest, I don't really remember us having the crank at home.
You had the electric
When I
ice
was
cream.
young. We had the electric one,
Yeah.
but it was still the pail, right?
Mhm.
So we didn't have to crank
Yeah,
it,
I didn't
right.
have to
We didn't
crank. I
have
had
that.
electric one to use
But
it.
so I have, when I started this, I only had one pail. I now have two, but I have two big ones.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so I did the pumpkin spice and I have my ice and my salt. I'm still doing it how I was taught. Put the ice with the salt and it ting and you plug it in and it go wrong and it ting. Yes, that is what these new age ice cream, something that making that they doing now. I ain't able with that.
Let me pause for a second here. So Yasmin saying you're too young. Oh Lord, oh. I think you're too young for the tuning. I think Candace say you're too young for the tuning. Don't worry, we're getting Trini with it, you know. Hope
That's right.
these mature folks on ready to come on to have an inspired conversation. We're gonna do a piece one day calling Getting Trini with it. And I want the Trini recipes. We want some Trini stories.
Yes, yes.
Starting the series. You see, she drinking, she's sorrel and she's not sharing. So Giselle, you have the pone.
I have pone.
Yes, and
I have three different types of pone.
Right.
So I have
you need a restaurant.
Basic. I have the basic, which is just cassava and coconut.
Yeah.
Then I have two aunts actually, Auntie Yasmin, who's in the chat, and Auntie Noreen. They are allergic to coconut.
Okay.
So when I started making pone before, and I used to make pone for events in and around Toronto. In and around our community. Right. So when I started making pone, I was like, wait, hold on a second. Auntie Yasmin and Auntie Noreen like pone, but they can't eat it because they can't eat the coconut.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, fine, I'll do one with just cassava and pumpkin. So I have the cassava and pumpkin one for the non-coconut eaters.
Right.
And then I have what I call the triple threat, which is pumpkin, which is cassava, pumpkin, and coconut.
And I
everything,
because I could eat coconut.
So everything, and of course, every one of them has raisins in them. I do a little trick with my raisins.
Don't tell them the trick.
I just put a little love.
Hush now, man. Hush, girl. Don't tell them everything. You know, as the Americans will say, you put your foot in it. You put your foot in it.
Yes.
So grandma, so your grandma, your mom, really the foundation. And if you have any questions and you're online, be sure to let us know.
I have to say a shout out to Lenica. Lenica, that's on. She is my primary school friend from Trinidad.
Yes.
She is in Trinidad now. She is my best friend from primary school. Shout out Newtown girls.
Newtown girls, yeah. That was better.
Newtown girls.
Downtown.
Yes.
That is good. I like that. So Giselle, now we will pivot a little bit because you pivot. So you have the pone, you have the sweet bread, you have and before
I
we
do
move on to the next,
cornbread.
yeah,
Mm.
you do what?
Cornbread.
I ain't get out yet. Wait. I am
do cornbread.
Danica, say hi, Giselle. Now listen, Giselle. I believe I'm your official taste tester here. So when I taste something, we have a problem.
Yes. So I have corn. I have so my menu for now for the Christmas season, sweet bread.
Wait. For the Christmas season, y'all might need a little pumping up. Just in case y'all need a little pumping up, it's Christmas.
Yes.
If you have your little black cake, you have your little sorrel. They're getting ready. Yes.
Yes. So I have.
Wait. Let me put on the music. Hold on.
So for CLG treats, I have for the Christmas season, I have sweet bread, cornbread. I have the 3 different pones. You choose which one you want. I also have ice cream. But I'm doing the ice cream in only one size for Christmas because I figure you get it for your family.
Yeah.
So I'm doing I'm only doing the 32 ounce the 32 ounce container.
All these sizes and things, and we're gonna
Right.
tell how to find it.
Yes. So I'm doing the ice cream flavors. I'm doing our sorrel, pancha cream, and rum and raisin.
What is happening? Hello, Giselle. Point of order. Need my peanut ice cream. I'm sorry. I need my peanut ice cream. So I just put it in one order for
for peanut. Okay.
It's probably better I don't have it because you're already calling out all sorts of things at the waistline. We're gonna have to have a fitness segment after Christmas. So Giselle, so if you want to learn more about CLG treats, Caribbean treats, we're going to be putting up some information a little later on, and you'll have to check out Giselle's Instagram page and stuff. Now, Giselle, you dedicated this line to whom?
To my grandmother and the line itself. So for anyone who may or may not know, CLG actually stands for Cynthia, Lystra, and Giselle. So Cynthia being my grandmother, Lystra being my mother, and of course myself. So and the reason why I did that is because it was always the 3 of us. For in my generation of cousins.
Yeah.
I am the first cousin. I'm the oldest in my generation of cousins. And it just so happens that in my mother's generation of cousins, she was the oldest.
Okay.
So for a long time, when I was in Trinidad, it was just my mom, my grandmother, and myself. So we would always be in the kitchen, especially for special occasions, Christmas, Carnival, Easter, those types of things. We would be in the kitchen. And that's again, as I said, I do my foundation. My foundation is these 2 women were my anchors. They're the ones who taught me right from wrong, hugged me when I needed it, give me licks when I need it, all the things. wisdom, so on and so forth. I got that from these two women. So when I was thinking of a name for my company, it only made sense for me to have them in there. Like they had to be a part of it. It's for me to, in remembrance of them, but also to thank them for all that they taught me. So yeah, so that's where CLG, that's where the CLG comes from.
Well, you're getting a big love up from Yasmin. They're both smiling down on you right now.
Yeah.
Pick them up. And make sure she have some tissues here tonight. And and I know she would be so they would be so proud of you. And you've taken the legacy and it's you've seen the transgenerational shift, that transgeneration. You've taken it from seeing your grandma and as a young girl, and you're going to the savannah and doing the sales and stuff early morning. So you learned, that not just being an entrepreneur, but that integrity piece. You learned, all that kind of stuff. And then you're seeing your mom doing it. And you guys were, before we go to the next piece here, Lanika said they were such strong women. Auntie Listra.
Yeah.
There's a piece before we go into the next part of your business. You ended up making masks.
Oh, yes. So, and Lanika would know this, but I was other than the fact that I was in the Carnival Mecca, I grew up in the Carnival Mecca of the world. And and yes, I say that and I stand by it. Trinidad and Tobago is the Carnival Mecca of the world.
Realize where it's right. Come on now.
Right. So aside from that, our school, Newtown Girls RC School.
Yes, ma'am. In Trinidad.
We had a kiddies band.
Right.
And the school made the costumes. Like we made our costumes.
Okay. So you started young.
Yes. So, and it's not listen, if I had thought about it, I know Lanika has a picture. I remember, listen, Lanika and I, this is to tell you how long Lanika and I have been together. We have a picture of the two of us. I can't remember what the name of the section was, but it was wine, a wine, I can't remember what the name of the section was, but it was wine, and it was a white dress, and they gave us gladiator type slippers thing. And we had our standard, and the standard was in a shape of a wine jug. And we had the headpiece, and we had thing like grapes on with the headpiece coming down the side. Yeah, man, you couldn't tell us nothing. We was good. We was like that.
The sailor mask. The funny
and the sailor mask. Yes.
Growing up in Trinidad, I remember going kiddies carnival, and I remember being at chocolate once. I remember being and you had the chocolate in the front, and Trinidad, we love the chocolate, Charles chocolate. And I remember being at chocolate once. I'm trying to remember what else I was. And I think the second time I played mass was Hurry, Hurry. I played Juve. I played Hurry, Hurry, Come for Curry, and I was in all that yellow behind the back there. I was in all. Yes, and then Minshall was, as an adult, Minshall was my band.
Well, yes. Yeah. Well, I kind of, when I was in Trinidad, I actually danced with Noble Douglas, which was Lilliput Children's Theater.
Yeah. No skills here.
Yeah. I danced with Noble Douglas. I danced. I mean, and that's one of the reasons why when I came back to Toronto, dancing with Scarborough Caribbean
So
Youth
that's why
Dance
this
and
Scarborough
Song.
became so natural, right?
It was so natural because, I mean, yes, the two different, there were two different types of dance, but yeah, it just felt natural to dance again because I was used to dancing. Like if it wasn't school, I would go to school. I would go to dance class. I would go home and start all over again. When it was production time, when we had our big listen, I have performed on Queen's Hall stage. I performed, but as a young.
You tonight. Listen here.
Yeah.
You see, this is why it's important to have conversations. And whenever Giselle and I talk, we just talk for a while.
Yes.
And as I said, food has always be part of the conversation.
Of course.
But you always have something one can learn about, a friend, a family, somebody you don't even know. And to me, Giselle, I don't know, those of you online, even though I know certain things about Giselle, this is still inspiring to me because as I listen to you and listen to the life and listen to the journey of your mom, your grandmother, and the foundation that they set for you, continues till this day. And so now you have the CLG treats. We went through COVID. Well, we're going through COVID. You found the opportunity in the crisis. You're trying to tell us that you're introvert, extrovert, but we're seeing some extrovertial happening as we start talking about dance and making masks and thing.
Yes, make masks and thing.
You're gonna have to put that extrovertial, introvertial thing somewhere in the back burner there. That you're moving with some kind of tenacity and resilience and bravery, and you're pulling it out of somewhere. So it's embedded in you. But no, you have another line. You didn't just say now, okay, I'm going to do Caribbean treats. You start talking to me. And I remember us talking one day about here. And they say, well, I have thing for here. I say, what do you mean you have thing for here? So now you have this CLG Organic.
Organics, yeah.
So what is this about? And tell us what it is about and why you started the CLG Organics.
So CLG Organics is my natural skin and hair line. So I do products like shampoos, hair oils. I'm doing body butters. Soon to be coming will be body foaming sugar scrubs and salt scrubs. I'm also doing lip balms. So I have I have two different lip balms, and also soon to come it will be lip gloss. By the end, I would say by Christmas I would have the lip gloss. Actually, right now, to be very honest, I have right now I'm just doing body butters, only because again, COVID. Lord, COVID.
But you're probably up. But COVID, those
COVID.
because COVID.
I know. Yes, COVID have her good and her bad,
Yes,
but
yes.
COVID is COVID has.
Wait, Giselle. Why is COVID a she?
Well,
COVID have his good and his bad, because I ain't claiming COVID as a woman. Sorry, no.
So true. Yeah. Well, you see, COVID is powerful, and women
like a woman. Right. I ain't going there.
Woman is power. Woman on the base. Power. Right, Wendy?
Giselle, stop it.
So
Wendy, call me out.
So CLG Organics, where that came, how that started, how I even came about and started that. In 2013, my mom was diagnosed with cancer. So during that time, we started looking at different things, like what we were being mindful of what we were putting on our bodies, what we were doing because again, your skin is your biggest organ. That's
Yeah.
where majority of stuff is
Right.
absorbed. So we started looking at what we were using and taking note of what ingredients were in these
Mhm. Mhm.
products. So I actually started purchasing products from this lady. She's
Mhm.
Diva Hair Creations.
Okay.
Amazing. I started actually buying her products, and it was somehow or the other, I was on YouTube one day and I bunks up this video, and it was a how-to video on how to make body butter. And I was like, okay. So I click on the thing and I watch the thing. I say, this is looking interesting. So I looked at it, and there was this lady making body butter. I was like, but I looking at the process and I'm like, but this process real easy. So I went out and I bought the ingredients. And I mean, when you're doing it as a DIY at home, you buy some shea butter. You could get raw shea butter in any here store. So you get the shea butter, and some coconut oil, and some Zabaca oil and
Don't get
things.
them all the secrets, Giselle.
No, 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 you don't know, no, no, no. But again, it was all natural, right?
Right.
And you're throwing a little something here and a little fragrance there, and and I made the body butter.
Yeah.
So we started using it, and this is not to say that we stopped using commercial stuff
Right.
completely,
Right.
but it just sparked something in me to say, okay, well, if this is so easy, then let me delve a little bit deeper.
Mhm.
And that's what I started doing.
Right.
So I would make a little things here and there. I hadn't at the time, I hadn't gone to the shampoos and stuff like that, but it was mostly stuff for like skin.
Yeah.
um
Keeping your mom in
when
mind.
mom
Yeah.
Yeah, keeping my mom in mind. So during the time when she was going through chemo and stuff like that, um there were time well, at one point in time, her hands started changing color. Her fingertips
Right.
started changing colors and stuff like that. And she had portions of her skin that would be
Mhm.
really dry and stuff like that. So you know I I started making the body butter to alleviate that, and researching to see what essential oils would work. What different shea butter, like for shea butter, or
Mhm.
mirror butter, or colcum butter,
Right.
what the properties are, and what were they good for, and stuff like that. So I started looking into that. So it wasn't until I again coming down to, it was just before COVID,
Right.
um when again scrolling through Instagram, not Instagram, YouTube, and I bunks up a video for shampoo. I was like, shampoo? And I was like, all right, well, yeah, because I started, first of all, natural shampoo out on the market is just way too expensive. And I was like,
Extreme.
listen, I given all these people my money and I could do this at home, right? And I have the ability to, and I have the interest and the ability to play around with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I say, okay, fine. I went and I get my little ingredients and I put a little something here and a little something there and I have my little
Yeah.
right, like you know what,
Yeah.
you become not necessarily a chemist, but
Yeah.
you know, like when you're cooking. I remember this well with cooking with my grandmother.
Mhm.
Sometimes I would say, okay, well, Granny, how much how much or so and so you have to put in there? She's like, a little something. I mean, you have to just a little pinch here and a little handful here, and I'm like, yeah, but that is not measurement. You have to feel the thing, Gil. You have to feel the thing, and you'll know how much to put and what not to, how much to put, what not to take out. What I was like, you know, this is not conducive to learning, Granny. Like, I how
You have to feel, you
this
have to go through
feeling
the
thing.
motion. You have to feel it. But it's funny
Yeah,
how,
you have to feel the thing. You have to feel the thing. So, I mean,
but don't you
it,
find yourself now feeling the thing yourself?
oh yeah. Yeah. Like honestly, if somebody were to come into my kitchen now, asking me to teach them something, it's I don't think I would be able. It would actually. I shouldn't say that. Not that I don't think. I know that I would be doing the same things that my grandmother was doing. Like you had to put a little pinch here, like especially for my pone.
Yeah.
Especially for my pone, I don't use measurements for my pone. I know what to do. When I turn in, I know how it
But
feels.
the feel of
Yeah,
it.
I know it by the feel. Okay, yes, this is what it's supposed to. This is how it's supposed to feel.
But Giselle, you're eventually gonna have to write on the recipe because we need the cookbook. Because I'm gonna ask you,
Ah,
we need the cookbook. You can't. You're starting here, right? You need the residual income that is going to continue to come forward.
right. Yeah,
So
yeah,
that you say, oh
yeah.
gosh, boy, the elders always used to do that. Mine used to do that to me.
Mhm.
Jeez.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, um, for a lot, I have to give credit where credit is due as well. Not only my grandmother and my mom, but also you see the thing they call Naparima cookbook.
Girl.
Hey, let me tell you.
Hey, come on. We need a
You
little
see the thing called Naparima cookbook. Anything that I didn't I don't anytime there's for whatever reason there's something that I don't remember.
Yeah.
Listen, it have two different. No, let me see if you're good.
I
I
don't
have two Naparima
I
cookbook.
only have one.
What color it is?
It's pink.
Right. You have the original.
I have the original.
Right. So it have the original pink one. So I have the original. And then they get fancy done.
And it have a hardcover one, right?
No, they have a it's I don't think it's hardcover. Um no, mine is a soft cover, but I don't know if they have a hardcover one. They may, but it's a bigger book
Yeah.
and it have nutritional value and thing inside it. Listen,
One. Oh, and Auntie Yasmin say I have one with doggies and a hardcover. Oh, yeah, it have a hardcover one.
it
That's
have a hardcover. Okay, so
listen.
yeah,
I
so
still
I
buy
have the
something
bigger
for
one.
food. But I know we talking to why food. Oh,
Yes,
God.
we jump back to the food, but yes, like I give credit where credit is due. Do you see that Naparima cookbook?
Yeah.
Anytime and then there's a book and child, I think that book, the book, there's a carnation evaporated milk is a
Oh my God.
little
Back
leaflet.
they used to have that.
Listen, I think that come from Trinidad. That come with us from Trinidad when we were coming back. And I still
To the
have
Trinity
it.
line. All I remember when condensed milk, when they used to buy condensed milk, I'm talking, I don't know who's still on here. Yasmin, Wendy, Lanika. All I remember when condensed milk, you used to take off the wrapper of the condensed milk. And it used to have a recipe inside of the condensed
Yes,
wrapper.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Eh? Oh, and
Yes, and
that's
then
what
they
my
had,
mother's cookbook too. You see, we have to we have to really, and this is why I say getting Trini with it. And I'm so glad, Giselle, you're first in this series are getting Trini with it. You know, people say, you know that song by Will Smith, getting jiggy with it is getting Trini.
Yes, yes, yes.
And as we get in Trini with it now, for the other Caribbean people on the live or on the replay, we're not
Mhm.
dissing all year, but we have a Trinidadian background. So,
Yes.
I honestly have to say I'm biased. I had to put the Trini on first. It's true we're not wearing red, white, and black tonight, but
Mhm.
um we still colorful. We still portraying the colors of the Caribbean. So we giving all of that. But when it comes to the Trinidadian sorrel, different than Jamaican sorrel, because
That's
Trinidadian sorrel
right.
have, and the thing about what you're doing, Giselle, is you're making both. You're making the one with the ginger and you're making the one
Yes,
without the ginger, because
that's right.
I know some Trinidadians like, like a little bit of this and this, a little bit of that. And the thing about the punch creme is you're doing regular punch creme. And for those who can't have the eggs, you're doing the pumpkin punch creme.
Yes.
And now,
So for people who can't eat eggs and whatnot, yeah, I do the pumpkin one. Shout out to Auntie Yasmin. Auntie Yasmin sent me a recipe the other day for coffee puncher creme. I still have to try that one, Auntie Yasmin, but it's
so
on the horizon.
come in. So Wendy has a question.
Mhm.
What experiences in your life that stands out that truly taught you your values to move ahead?
Wow.
No, let me repeat that. What experiences in your life stands out that truly taught you the values to move ahead? So if you
Hmm.
were to think maybe you're like your, and you always talk about your grandma and your mom, what
Mhm.
values would you even think from the two of them that,
Um, be kind.
mm,
Always lend a helping hand. They were always, always, always helping somebody. Um, huh, um, put God first.
mhm,
Put God first. Um, that and that I remember going to church with my grandmother like that it's just we just there was no if ands or buts. Yes, we go into church. I remember Christmas Eves and stuff like that when yes those are my uh those are the values the things that I hold on to. um um uh I can't really say, my gosh, it's not just I can't even though yes, my grandmother and my mother um were extremely pivotal in my life. I always say that my mother left me a village. When my mother died, um it was it wasn't like if we didn't know it was coming.
mhm.
Um, but I want to say that at some point in time, she may have known, or maybe God put her on this. This was the path that God put her on. But she made sure to surround me with a village of people, not
Yes,
just women, men. I'm talking about I see Uncle Sam just joined. Uncle Sam Lewis, um Uncle Felix. I have uncles and aunts. Woo, plentiful. But Auntie Noreen, Auntie Yasmin, Auntie Barbara, she made sure that I had, even after she was gone, even as old, because again, I was what, 39 when she died.
mhm.
So I was a big woman, but she made sure that I still had those people to refer to come back to if I need them, when I need them, even if I don't need them, they're there. she made sure that I had those people to surround, and made sure that they surrounded me. Especially because the majority of my family, well, the majority of not even the majority, child, we spread out all over the place. My family is spread out all over the place. But like my uncle, my three cousins, my auntie Helen, they're in Trinidad. So those are I have about a handful of blood family that is in Toronto. So I don't know, it's like God put her on this path to say, okay, well, at some point in time, you're not going to be here. You're not going to be here for her. So you need to surround her with people, with strong people that will continue the lessons.
I remember your mom's celebration of life. That was a celebration. I mean, I remember the amount of people you felt, you knew her love, you knew what she meant to the community, and the church was done and people were in the parking lot and the drumming was going on and this. And so you saw the legacy of what you spoke about, even from, and oh, don't worry, the dog had a coming conversation.
Hey.
We the
Okay.
dog want to come in the conversation.
You understand?
She hear mom online. But I remember that. And so that was so significant. So Giselle, as we move forward, and as we say that the dog probably telling us it's time to start closing down just now. she said, listen here. I need to soon. So, but you look back on life and you reflect. What would you say? It's a question we always ask. What would we say to our younger self? And that younger self could have been a year ago. It could have been 5 years ago. It could have been 10 years ago. What would you say to yourself when you were probably just feeling a little,
Don't wish to grow up too fast.
Yeah.
I remember always saying, I just want to be big. I just want to be big. I want to be an adult so I can do what I want and when I want and how I want, kind of thing. And I don't have to answer to this one and answer to that one and whatnot. Yeah. I would say enjoy the skin that you're in.
Ooh, enjoy this. I love that. Enjoy
at the time that you're in it. Enjoy the skin that you're in. Yes, you have to. I always say, if I had the ability to go back in time, my happiest memories as a child was at Newtown Girls. Yeah, when I was at home.
The camaraderie.
Yeah.
So as we're getting ready to wind down, you have, and again I say bravo to you. If you show Giselle your love with your hearts and your emoji, but taking your business to the next level, during this time of COVID, knowing that you had your full-time job that just disappeared, like for many of us, in an instant, and taking stuff that you've learned and putting it into a business and making sure your company is registered and coming out of your comfort zone and getting your certifications and continuing that learning process. What would you say to anybody right now who has an idea or wants to do something but not sure what to do or just hesitant? What advice could you give to anyone now?
If you're hesitant, you know what? Just jump in. Just jump in. Like, I'll be very honest with you. I was home from March 13th And it wasn't until August, middle of August, that I actually started thinking, or not actually, but I actually did something
Right.
to start this. It wasn't that I wasn't thinking about it before. It wasn't that I didn't think that I could do it, wouldn't do it whatsoever. I just didn't start. And then one day I woke up and I was like, listen, Giselle, you're doing the most right now. Like, honestly, you're sitting here, you have all of this time, there's nothing to do. All you're doing is sitting down watching the TV or reading a book.
Right, right.
But as well, I also use that time to learn a little bit more.
Right.
But when it was all said and done, I realized I'm using this as an excuse. So just do it.
Just do it. Jump in. You know, for
Just
those,
jump in, do it. You will be very, and even now, I still have that. There are days that I still have that. Like, again, I am a creative.
you
So
are. You definitely are.
I'm a creative, so new ideas are always in my head.
And you know,
And then I start.
And you always go the extra mile. And this is one of the things. And for those of you who are now joining us, and we're going to be winding down soon, I'm here with Giselle Donawa. She carries my one of my last names, and my pumpkin vine of the true vine cousin here. And Giselle has taken and seen the opportunities in the crisis and took her skills and started her, propelled her business into a new level. She had the business registered, she had the business going, but she's taken it into the next level. And I'm seeing Wendy saying, so proud of you. And,
thank you.
Great, good interview, loving it. And because you people have so much, they really support you. And you said one of your values is kindness. And that definitely, we all know that you're very kind. That is so grounded in you and rooted and grounded in you. And wishing you all the best in your business. And so, as you say, jump in. And you have been jumping in because, I see you start with one basic poster. Now the poster have music and all kind of thing happening. And the poster have movement and parang and stuff.
Shout out to YouTube. Yes, YouTube.
You're learning and you're going out of the box. And as a SHE-E-O, you are slaying it. You are taking it to the max. You are doing your hustle, as my friend Emily Mills will always say.
Yes.
You're getting your hustle on. And I see great things for you. And I'm looking forward to the cookbook. Now, that's just me. And you have the organic line. So for those of you on the replay or on the live, Giselle has her organic line for here and natural. And
right now, for the organic line, I'm only doing body butters because I'm having some issues getting product in, and getting it in and getting it on time. So I am building. Just to let you know, I am building the inventory. And while I am building the inventory, I am right now working on the CLG Organics website. CLG Organics will have its own website. Right. CLG Treats, I won't do a website for it. I'll just be taking orders. People just call me and I'll take orders, because let's just face it, I need to keep my sanity.
Yeah.
But CLG Organics, while I'm building the inventory, I'm also building the website. So look out for that. My goal, my target date is January 1st for the website. So look out for that. I was trying to get it in time for Christmas. And honestly, you could still contact me if you want like little gift boxes and stuff like that of little stocking stuffers and whatnot. You could still contact me, but on either Instagram, or you could WhatsApp me at any time.
What's the handle? What's your handle on Instagram?
On
And
Instagram, it is CLG underscore. Oh no, wait, sorry. If you're doing organics,
right.
it's CLG Organics.
Okay.
At CLG Organics. For Caribbean Treats, it's CLG underscore Caribbean Treats. So excuse me. So if you, in regards to the organics, if you would like little stocking stuffers, and as I said, by the end of November, I will have lip balms and lip glosses,
Okay.
like stocking stuffer stuff.
And we put up pictures because I saw the pictures of, you know,
Yeah.
the
So
packaging that you
once,
got to the stocking stuffers is really nice.
yeah. So what I will be doing is once I get everything packaged and labeled and everything, I look out for on the Instagram page and also my Facebook page, which is the same, CLG Organics.
Right.
I will be posting pictures of little gift sets and stuff like that. I will be doing that. The CLG Organics is taking a little bit more time to get moving versus the Caribbean Treats.
Right.
But yes, by my goal, my personal goal,
yeah,
is January 1st for the website for CLG Treats.
So now you heard it here.
Oh, sorry, CLG Organic. Sorry.
You heard it here, folks. We talking about the launch of the big launch will come out. So we will have to do something with the organics. Now, this is a perfect time to support a Black business. And for those of you out there looking to get your Christmas treats, looking to get, see she drinking the cereal again. My cereal finished. I have no more in the cup. If you want your punch creme, whether it is the pumpkin punch creme or your regular punch creme, if you want your pone or whatever else, go on to Giselle's Instagram page. We're going to drop some of the pictures in the next little while on my page and on Giselle's page. But support Black businesses. Support Black businesses during this time. And I'm really looking forward to having my buddy butters to have my purse size, because, you know, if you're traveling, hopefully we look forward to traveling in the future. Pretty
gosh,
soon,
yes.
you're going to need your purse size. You're going to need those sample sizes. You know, you want to do a little spa day and you want to go and give yourself a little mini spa and treat yourself to some self-care. So a great way to do it is CLG Organics. If you're looking for some ideas and you want to treat like a friend to like a little spa day, you give them a little card and you give them a little CLG Organics and say, just treat yourself for today. You know, you're washing your hands all the time. You really need to put that moisture back into your hands.
That's right.
It is necessary. And Lanika said, once you can ship to me in Trini, well, you know that happening.
Yeah, listen, my cousins have been, even when I first started the idea and the thought process of this. Of course, I put this out to my cousins. Our generation. There are four of us. It's 4 girls. So I know that they'll probably catch this on the replay. So shout out to Nisa, Tracy, and Ria. They are my heart. We may not talk on a regular,
right,
but those 3 girls are the world to me. So shout out to them. But yeah, I bounce ideas off of them when I was struggling with the fact that I don't have no Trini rum to put in the puncher cream this year, because I know nobody traveling.
But don't tell the others that, because
Well, I mean,
thing. So
nobody traveling, so you can't get the rum how you want it. So when I was trying, I was doing a poll.
The Jamaicans might say they had the best rum. The Barbadians might say they had the
There's
best
that.
rum. So, we ain't gonna tell, which the rum
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
Now,
Now I
here's a
try.
challenge. Here's a challenge. Here's a challenge. Anybody watching, if you're Bajan, you're Jamaican, and you're Trini, we know we have three, and if they have other islands with all their own rum, the Catitions out there, the Vincentians, if you all have your rum, let me see which one gonna make the best rum, the best punch creme. We go try it out.
Well, I tried to do it with the Ray and nephew, and the flavor of the Ray and nephew and the punch, the flavoring, they don't mesh, in my opinion, because
What
Ray
we
and
go,
nephew
we're
has
gonna
a
have to we're gonna have to bring out the chefs.
yeah, yeah,
We
yeah,
go have
yeah,
a little
yeah, yeah,
taste.
yeah, yeah,
We go
yeah,
bring
yeah,
out the Jamaican. We go do a little something. But Giselle, I am so proud of you. I know everybody listening is proud of you and what you're doing.
thank you,
Continue to
thank you.
support Giselle. I know your mom and your grandma would be so proud of you. You are just supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. For those of you that know me, know that. And thank you for
Excuse
having
me.
this inspired conversation with me tonight. Um, I encourage everyone to have an intentional conversation,
Mm,
at least every day, at least once a week. You never know how that conversation can really bring life to someone's day. And sometimes your conversation is just a smile. Um, and remember to stop and listen. Sometimes we say, "Hi, how you doing? How you going?" Depending on where you're from, and we don't stop and listen to the answer. This is a time, especially now when we've been doing physical distancing and social distancing, we have to stop and check in with one another. We have to send those texts. We have to pick up the phone and really do that intentional call and have those conversations and share advice and share the support. And I love Giselle, as she said, her mom made sure that she was um, certified and engulfed in the village.
mm,
So that is so important that we do that. I want to leave you with this quote as we end up tonight, and by Arthur Ashe, and it is: start where you are,
mm,
use what you have, do what you can. And there's a second quote that I love. It's by Dr. Miles Monroe. And, this would have been, my God, maybe 4 years or so since he transitioned. The greatest discovery in life is self discovery. Until you find yourself, you will always be someone else. Become yourself. This is Nicole Waldron, and you are watching Inspire Conversations with Victory Speaks. And you can catch us at Victory Speaks 7 on Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, you got me on my Facebook page, which is Victory Speaks 77. Looking to have some more inspiring conversations before the year ends. And one of my conversations coming up on December 14th, this one. If you're looking to reset yourself and as you end the year right and get ready to go into 2021, uh, oh my God, Mario Armstrong is coming on here. This is this. Yes, I know Mario. And if you don't know who Mario Armstrong is, let me tell you, go follow him. Giselle got excited, and Mario Armstrong is going to be on. Follow him on Instagram. He will speak life into you if you want your business to grow. If
yes.
you want to grow your own personal self development, Mario Armstrong has agreed to come on. And let me tell you, you know how that came about? That was just an ask. One day, just watching Mario, and he said, "What do you need today? Ask me, and I might just do it." And I thank Dr. Vibe for also being a mentor and somebody, a supporter in my life. And you have to have the village. You have to have people that will bring you up. And these are the conversations that I'm intentionally having now, and people are intentionally having with me. And Mario said, what can I do for you? I said, Mario, can you come onto the podcast? Can you be a guest? And he said yes. So I'm looking forward to that conversation. Going to be having some conversations as sickle cell. I did sickle cell before, but they're actually going to be doing there's a bill that they want to put forth soon. We're going to be talking about some mental health um, topics. pretty soon. And I saw Donna Alexander is on here. Hopefully Donna I can finally snag her. If you're watching live, today is November the 16th. And on Wednesday, November the 18th at 12 noon, Facebook Live, CAMH Facebook Live, I will be joined with 5 other panelists. I'll just be part of the panel, and we're going to be talking about let's start a conversation on suicide prevention for youth. So if you're watching the live, be sure to check that out. If you're watching the replay, you can probably go back to CAMH Facebook page and be able to catch it on the replay. We're going to be talking about a very powerful conversation. As we wind down this month, violence against women, it's a very significant time of year, and the week starts of awareness again next week. And in COVID, we know that the rates have gone up. And so if you know a woman in trouble, please try and get her the resources that she needs. We will continue to have some links and some information on that. Remember, your health matters, your physical health and your mental health. Take some time to do some self-care. Support a Black business. We will have some Black businesses on before the year is out, telling you some more about Black businesses. So grateful for my guest, Giselle Donawa, tonight. And if you have a great idea and you want to have an inspired conversation with me, love to hear from you. Be sure to check out some of the conversations we've had before on our YouTube page. And tonight we're going to end up, Giselle, we're going to end up like we started, with a little bit parang. You ready? And thank you for joining in. It's been a great conversation.
Thank you for having me.
We're not in a little softer way. Trini style. We getting Trini with it. Thank you for joining us. And we wish you all the best, and we see you soon.
Yes.
Our next live will be,
if I don't see you, those out there in the live world, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope everything is blessed for you in the coming new year, and stay safe.
Yes, amen. And remember, wear your mask. If you don't do it for yourself, do it for the ones you love. Do it for the ones that you don't know, who may have a compromised situation that you don't even know about. The numbers are high. We need to keep them low. We need to get back into a life that we can have some freedom. Do your physical distancing. And we're saying good night. God bless. And we're gone. Oh gosh, this party can't stop, Giselle. Oh gosh. Yes.
I finished what we drink.
She finished, she's sorry.